Shalom, shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahushai, Bahasham, Rachak Kodash. Double honors to the elders and the apostles of Great Millstone, and peace and blessings to the elect. All right, some interesting news. Okay, once again, from Zero Hedge. This is what's that? Today, October 4th. That's right. Now, I'm going to read the headline, I'm going to get a quick precept, and I'm going to get into the article. You know, I've been trying to get into the habit of just, whenever I do these article videos, just try to get straight to the important parts of it. But anyway, this is from zerohedge.com. It says, WEF, all right, WEF, World Economic Forum attendee Liz Truss says British economy needs a reset as market conditions worsen. I'm going to read that again nice and slow. World Economic Forum attendee Liz Truss says British economy needs a reset as market conditions worsen. All right. Now, real quick, let me just bring this out. This is the book of Micah, chapter 2, verse 1. It says, woe to them that devise iniquity and work evil upon their beds. And that's what these elites do. All right. They devise iniquity. They come together and put plans, all right, and ideas together as to how they can further oppress the people and gain more control and try to accomplish their God, satisfy their God complex. All right. But as it says, and work evil upon their beds, which simply represents their where they gather to have their meetings, their secret places. It says, when the morning is light, they practice it because it is in the power of their hand. So you'll notice that they'll gather, they'll talk about different plans. Now they're being so bold and forward with it that they're telling openly what their plans are. All right. There's no secret what Klaus Schwab and the World Economic Forum want to do. And now they're making their moves. They're spreading their tentacles or overtly so people can see. So now Liz Truss being the new British Prime Minister, all right, I'm going to read the article. It says, new British Prime Minister. And you should be excited, man, because what is the World Economic Forum been touting this whole time about a fourth industrial revolution, a great reset? If Britain needs a reset and happens to go that route, and that happens to be the so-called solution, Britain is going to come out just like the Renaissance period, how you had Spain and England and France emerge as the top European countries, really starting with Spain. All right, they came to the New World, all this stuff. Well, in this case, through this crisis, you're going to have Europe emerge, okay, and then the rest are going to follow suit. Because if Britain says they need a reset, whatever that's going to look like from this turmoil, and then that happens to work, what do you think the other economies that are facing the same problems are going to do? They're going to turn this into a global initiative. But enough said, let's read this. New British Prime Minister Elizabeth Truss has been touted by many, including the mainstream media, as a far-right politician with wide appeal to British conservatives. This is fast becoming a prerequisite ideological position to take in Europe, as the open border / socialist policies of leftist political leaders are leaving the EU in economic ruins as they approach an energy-based not seen since World War II. Boris Johnson, because a major disastrous crisis is the best justification for change, because you can have a very drastic idea of change, but if you have a drastic enough crisis, you can that idea sounds very plausible. It goes from a wild, crazy idea to a very reasonable, plausible, feasible idea. Boris Johnson revealed himself to be nowhere near as conservative as many initially believed, with his support of draconian pandemic mandates, stopping just short of enforcing V passports, but still requiring proof of of the Kool-Aid, of the the syrup, whatever we're calling it now. All right. Um, for major venues. All this while holding lavish parties at his official residence during the lockdowns. Yeah, so on and so forth. Let me now get to the party. All right. So it says, when Truss became a potential candidate to replace Johnson, some in the alternative media warned that her ongoing associations with the World Economic Forum and attendance at Davos events might be a red flag of another political pretender, playing at being conservative while actually serving the interest of globalist institutions. This was, of course, called conspiracy theory by fact checkers in the MSM. It is a concrete reality that the new PM has been a participant in the Davos meetings held by the World Economic Forum, a central hub of globalism that acts as a think tank and propaganda mill where new narratives are born, like we just read in Micah 2:1. Specifically, the World Economic Forum is most known for its Great Reset mantra, which is part of founder Klaus Schwab's Fourth Industrial Revolution concept. The same Klaus Schwab who wants you to eat the bugs and like it, right? He wants to put an end to this violence and introduce this NWO. All right. So it says here, where are we at? A key focus of the Great Reset is something called the shared economy, which is described as the complete erasure of private property and the implementation of communist-like governance over individual economic participation. In other words, you will own nothing and you will like it. Okay? The shared economy is the source of the phase you will, that's the spirit, you will own nothing and be happy, which actually comes from an article written by the World Economic Forum. I mean, the writings are very clear on the wall. You're hearing the WEF everywhere. All right? They're moving, man. They're moving. And this reset is going to come with a lot of new things. So it says here, from an article written by the WEF and published by Forbes magazine titled Welcome to 2030. I own nothing, have no privacy, and life has never been better. Far from being a CT, which is conspiracy theory, the Great Reset is commonly presented by the WEF as the ultimate endgame, an agenda, not just an idea. This has rightly caused concern among the public because many WEF concepts are presented at Davos end up being adopted by major governments and instituted into law. And many Davos attendees tend to climb the political ladder rather quickly into positions of significant power. So you see one person attending Davos, attending their meetings. Next thing you know, such and such is a political person of power in a certain country or in a certain location. And yet people still don't see this. There's a reason she won and became the new prime minister over the other candidate. All right? It's not by coincidence. Any legitimate conservative leader or candidate would therefore know about globalist terminology such as the term reset and try to avoid using it at all costs. No right-wing leader would want to be associated with the globalist agenda that the majority of conservatives would rather go to war against. It could be taken as a limited gaffe or mistake, but Truss's recent use of the term raises eyebrows considering her past affiliations with the WEF. She states that we believe in making it easier for our wealth creators, doers, and makers to get things done. Britain's economy needs a reset. We cannot continue on the current trajectory of managed decline. Instead, we must take a new direction. I will lead us down that path to a better future. Wow. This comment was made not long after Truss addressed the plunge of the pound and the near bankruptcy of the UK pension system. So as the currency is crashing, the economy is dying, there's an energy crisis. Everything is just happening all at once. Just the perfect conditions for a reset. When everything starts failing, everything starts going wrong, you got to reset. You can't just try to fix one part in an isolated fix or do this here. No, you got to reset the whole thing. And what better, a person to do that than Liz Truss, as she says, right? An attendee of the World Economic Forum. A key requirement built into any economic reset would be the collapse of the old model. Ding, ding, ding. You got it. The collapse of the old model. Because you in order to reset or re means again and set means to set, to put something into place. So when you set something again, that means you are erasing or overriding the old set. And you're resetting it. You're setting it again. So if you set, a device with certain metrics or certain configuration settings, when you reset, you're going to change those settings. You're going to override those current settings and put new ones. All right. Maybe you set it at 100 and now it came down to 50. When you reset it, it's going to go back to 100. It's going to change from what it currently is. So that's why he said a key requirement built into any economic reset would be the collapse of the old model. And here it is. You have the group called the World Government talking about how the new and they're all associated. They're all tied in. They're talking about the new world, the new way of transactions where everything is going to be tracked down to a T. Every single transaction. It's going to be known who did it, when did they do it, how did they do it, who received it, who was involved. They said we're on the brink, or not even on the brink. We're in the transition to a digital world, digital currencies, digital lives, digital people, digital cities. So what do you think this reset has in stored? It goes on. Oh, I'm sorry. Breaking news. Power grid collapse in Bangladesh leaves 140 million people in dark. Oh man. I mean, if you cannot see that the world is clearly not normal right now, then that means you're not normal. Because only to an abnormal person will abnormal things seem normal. But if you're normal, you'll notice abnormal. It says here, Truss might simply be describing what is likely to happen rather than what she wants to happen. But she does present the concept of a reset as a solution, not as a threat. Meaning, she would be watching carefully, or she will be watched carefully by conservatives. So there you have it. All right, this is what's happening, and now as time goes on, you'll start to see things make more sense. All right, why Europe was the one going through this new situation, the way it's going through it. Eventually the old is gonna crash and the new is gonna come forth out of it. Just you watch. So anyway, with that, I hope you were edified and informed. In closing, I want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Bahasham, Rakha Kodash. Until next time, Shalom.